I just got back from my first G League game ever, and it was the first game for the newest team in the G League, the Noblesville Boom. Their inaugural game was, as of recording tonight, November 8th, 2025, and I'll say I have some good things to say about it, some bad things, but this is my honest opinion of it. Full disclosure, I did apply to be the PA announcer for the Noblesville Boom. That has nothing to do with my critique of what I might say in the video. They chose the correct person to do the PA. He was amazing tonight, and that is one of the good things I will say. They chose their staff phenomenally. So, as I get into this a little bit more, just take what I say with a grain of salt, but this is my honest opinion of my experience at the arena at Innovation Mile and the Noblesville Boom. Let me get started with saying parking was fantastic. They had a parking garage set off just outside the arena, $7 to park, and they had cones lining up exactly where you were directed to go. The staff there was amazing. They directed you to go to the second floor or above, and you could park anywhere above the second floor. Again, that's because I'm guessing most of the staff that had to work that game was on the first floor. And again, really great staff, really friendly. They were excited to be there. A+ there. I got there at 5:30, so 30 minutes before the gates opened. The bad thing was that there wasn't much to do outside, and I believe as the season goes on, that might be a little bit of a deterrent as it gets colder here in Indiana. They did have music playing, but it just was not as inviting as I expected it to be for the inaugural game. With that being said, I went to the inaugural game of the Freight, and it was the same thing. There wasn't much to do before the gates opened. But I will say this too. One of the things that I do have marked as a negative was they kept replaying the same message before you got into the stadium. It was about no reusable water bottles, no food or outside food or drink, and to have all your personal belongings that were in your pockets, in your hands, and above your head as you walked through the metal detectors into Innovation Mile. Now, I'll say this. That's awesome that they did it. For that being the only thing I heard for half an hour. And maybe that's on me for getting there a half hour early. But I wanted to be there because I knew it was going to be packed. It was sold out on Ticketmaster, so I knew I wanted to be there early. So to hear that as the only thing for half an hour, very much in the negative. They could have done that 5 minutes before the gates open and kept replaying that on repeat for the last 5 minutes and had something else going on beforehand. Also, what I have for a negative, and I don't have many negatives, I have a lot of positives here, so let me get through another negatives. Once the gates opened, the team store was very small, and it was almost like a pop-up store. There was no double doors like there is for the garage down at the Fisher's Event Center. So merchandise was very scarce. Now, that being said, I did pick up a long sleeve quarter zip. It feels amazing. But yeah, there was not a lot of options here. And one thing I hope they do add later on is their mascot. And because it's a bobcat. And his name is Bobby. The reason why all that is ironic and an incredibly great nod is because the Noblesville Boom is named after Boom Baby. Who said Boom Baby? Slick Leonard. What was Slick Leonard's real name? Bob Leonard. And so to nickname your mascot Bobby, very much A+ on whoever nicknamed or whoever named the mascot Bobby. And for him to be a bobcat, again, chef's kiss. It was amazing. The last thing I really have for the bad is limited food options. at the Fishers Event Center, and I am comparing the Fishers Event Center to Innovation Mile. Fishers Event Center, you had a lot of food options available to you. At Innovation Mile, you had a couple places, and then you had a Chick-fil-A stand, so I don't know. Especially since where Innovation Mile is located is right past some restaurants heading into there, so if I were you, if you're looking to get a good food, I would go before the game. The food options are very limited. With that being said, I did get a pizza for $11.99, and it was okay. Again, not the best, so I will say that is a little bit on the negative. But again, opening night, I didn't know what to go into, and I was looking forward to it. So maybe that was something, again, that I could have done. And now let me go to the good, because there is a lot of good. I will say I did front load this with all my bad, so I'm done with the bad stuff. Again, the floor at the arena is amazing. Again, and the pictures that they did and the videos that they did does not do it justice. And what I'm showing you does not do it justice. It's a sound wave throughout the entire floor. It's really awesome. And again, I said the great staff. I mentioned the PA announcer. He got into it as soon as he got on that mic, and he was getting us into it as much as he could, and that is really hard to do. And again, the mascot, Bobby the Bobcat. So yeah, great staff, very friendly staff. They were amazing. They had great in-between quarter intermissions to keep us involved into it. And finally, what everybody expects, the product on the floor. Is that worth my dollar going to see them? My ticket was $32. And the product on the floor was worth the price of admission. I'll say that. The Noblesville Boom kept this game close for 3 quarters. Got a little chippy there towards the end in the fourth. I think a lot of that had to do with you were playing the same team back-to-back. So a lot of chippiness. The hometown kid, Kyle Guy, as I left, was the leading scorer for the Boom, so that's always good. Oh, and another thing about not the product on the floor, but another thing that's really great was the seating at the arena at Innovation Mile was very accommodating. You had stadium-like seats, so it wasn't like bleachers or plastic chairs. It was cushy chairs. That was really awesome. And they had foldable drink holders instead of the welded-on plastic drink holders that the event center does. So again, great seating. The seating is better for the arena at Innovation Mile, and the cup holders are amazing. Product on the field is similar. I mean, the Freight are semi-pro, and the Boom or G League are minor leaguers, essentially. If you want to put it in baseball terms, they're minor leaguers looking to get called up to the Pacers. And again, the game was entertaining for 3 quarters. It was 26-25 at the end of the first in favor of the Gold. At half, it was tied at 57. And after 3, the Boom were down by 5 or something like that. So it was within 5 points the entire game. The Gold got away from them in the fourth quarter. But again, for their first home game ever, they did phenomenal. My final thoughts. Is this worth it? Like I said, the product on the floor is worth it. For my ticket price and everything else, that it was worth it for me. Again, it's a long season, so I'll probably go back. And the biggest question is, would I go back? Yes, I would go back. 100% I would go back. Would I go back as often as I did for the Freight? Probably not. But that's not against anything. That's just because of my scheduling. during the Freight games, I had nothing scheduled, and now I have stuff scheduled for broadcasting. So won't be going to as many Boom games as I would like, but I will go back, and it is a fun environment to go see. So it is, to me, it's very much worth the price of admission to go back. But yeah, that is my honest assessment of the good, the bad of the Noblesville Boom. Oh, and as you see, I do have the shirt, and the shirt just reads, "Pro basketball has landed in Noblesville, inaugural tip-off." There. So again, they do shirt pass outs like they did for the Pacers. Again, makes sense because they're the G League affiliate of the Pacers. But again, that's just my thoughts on it. Would like to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Until then, I will see you next time. Peace.